Hi, I'm Cassie, talking about onions today. I'm just gonna go over what I know. I don't know everything, obviously, I'm still learning. But I've been gardening for, say about 4 or 5 years. Not very long. I got into houseplants in 2012 with the little Eco Plant Pals. So, everything that I've learned though. So, about onions, you can start them either with seeds or sets. Sets are grown a year prior and pulled out and about yay so, like pulled out of the ground and put into dormancy for the following grow year. So if you choose sets, they won't get as big as an onion that you grow from a seed, just because they're stunted because of the whole dormancy that they go through. So if you're doing onion sets, they're normally about a year old, grown the year before. You can start them. I have onion sets in my garden. I also have onion seeds that I started this year. This is my first year from seeds, so we're trying that. When you grow them from seed, you want to have your soil about 68 to 77 degrees to germinate them. It'll take about 7 to 10 days, I think, depending on the variety that you have. Try to keep your soil moist and at the steady temp. You could get like a heating mat or something. I just did mine underneath a light, but I had my heater on in my house when I started. I started them in, I think, March or April. I can't remember. So once they start growing and your onions reached about, you don't do this with sets, I don't believe. At least I've never done this with sets. I've only just put my sets in the ground and let them grow. But from seeds, you want to grow them about yay so, I'd say about like 6 to maybe like 5 to 6 inches tall, and then cut them back to about 3 to 4 inches to encourage more root growth. You can do that for, I'd say, the first couple weeks or so, while you still have them inside before you transplant them outside. You're gonna grow your onions for about 3 to 5 months, depending on the variety that you have. I have a sweet, I think it's a sweet Spanish onion is what I'm growing. I'm not too sure. So you grow them for about 3 to 5 months. And then the tops they'll, what is it? Scapes, I think. Onions and garlics grow scapes. I'm not too sure. I still have to look into that. But if they do, chop them and, make onion powder or whatever you can make with those. I'm not too sure. I'll have to make another video on that stuff when I learn that. You want 50 to 90% of your plant to turn brown. Wait 1 to 2 weeks after the top flops before you harvest it. When you harvest it, I would just pull them out the ground and then just let them lay there for a couple days while they just dry out. It's okay if they get rained on or anything. And then you can, you have your harvest, your onions, depending on how many you have. When you go to store them, you can either store them in like a mesh bag, or you can wait until the tops dry more. I wouldn't put them in the mesh bag until they dried a lot more. You have to cure them. Like, you want to put them on like a rack, upside down, so the leaves are hanging, so the bulb is up and the roots are up. And you trim your roots not too short. So yeah, I lost my train of thought. Storing them. You can either do like the braid technique, where you wait until the little part that flops over the leaves, you can wait until that turns brown, and then you can do like the braiding technique. I'm still learning about that, but it's very cool, I think, especially if you have like different varieties of onions, because then you can make like a colorful one with like different colors. But anyways, so seed, harvest, storage. You want them to be dry before you trim them. You want them to be dry before you like store them, like the green part. You don't, because that will cause like mold growth and stuff like that, and you don't want that. Another thing is, when you're handling your onions, be very careful with them as to not like damage them or bruise them or anything, because that will not be good in the storage run, as it will cause it to wither away and rot. So both ways are really good, the sets and the seeds. Like I said, I'm doing both this year in my garden, and I haven't had any troubles yet. Onions are heavy feeders. I forgot to say this. They love to be fed. I have been feeding Vine Flora Nova, which is this nutrients, I don't know, I got it from a grocery store. It's for new growth, for like little seedlings. It's a half a teaspoon per gallon, and then for new growth, like baby growth, it's a teaspoon per gallon, and then for established plants, it's 2 teaspoons to 2.5 teaspoons per gallon. I've just been doing 2 teaspoons and just been watering I have them in a raised garden bed, so I've just been watering them like that. But I would feed them, I'd feed them like once a week, if not, maybe twice a week, depending on your area, how dry it gets in your area, and how often you water them. But I would do, I don't know, 2 to 3 times a week for onions, because they're heavy feeders. Another thing is companion planting and not companion plants for onions. So, not companions, which are foes, which are peas, bees, those aren't foes, those are friends, beans, asparagus, so peas, beans, asparagus, I'm sure there's other ones, but I haven't learned those ones yet, but those ones stunt onion growth. And then the companion plants that are really good for onions are carrots, the brassicas, which are like Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. All those are good for onions. Lettuce, strawberries, and tomatoes, and beets. And what is it? I have mine growing in a patch next to lettuce, because lettuce is short and the roots don't really spread, and onions are, root plants. And I don't know, I read that they were companions, so I just put them together in my garden. So, but that's all the information I have on onions today. Yeah, I don't know, I'm still learning. This is my first video, so I'm gonna do more videos, and hopefully I have more information for everybody. But feel free to like and subscribe, and you can also put more information for me down in the comments that I don't know. So and like I said, I'm learning, so yeah. Thanks for watching.